Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for April 20th to the 30th. We're just going to the end of the month. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Before we start, I do have to say happy birthday. I'm so excited for you. You made it. I told you this is going to be possibly the most unforgettable birthday season you've ever experienced. So, I'm very excited for you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday season. Let's dive right in. Well, you know what? Before we do that, why don't I tell you where we're at now? Okay? Because remember your 2025 annual forecast I did for you. I said everything is going to change this year. We have some things that just never happened in modern human history, right? And it all started, the end of March, and so you're experiencing this big shift as you enter your brand new era. Your brand new era. And remember, I said April's going to be a bonkers month, and here we are. Okay. Now, these weeks here, or, the last half of April, this is going to be the most pivotal time of April. All right. For everybody, but obviously you see that it's not only your birthday season, you see what's coming up. We're going to talk about that, but I want you to think that, this is a time where it feels almost like a graduation. This true phoenix rising from the ashes, death and rebirth. There's about 5 major storylines happening here, okay? Of your story, your life, your commitments, your journey that are all converging now, reaching this point of climax, this ending for this new beginning, especially with that new moon in your sign. But a lot of this actually began in January. So you truly are coming to the end of many cycles. And we're going to talk about that. And yeah, I didn't talk about it in your April monthly forecast because I just didn't have a lot of time. And these are big stories. I was waiting for this moment. All right. One, as you can see, a big one is Venus conjuncting Saturn, all right? Your ruling planet conjuncting Saturn. And so we'll talk about that, okay? Because there's a lot of things here, a lot of things playing out now, all right? And again, like your consciousness is expanding, especially remember everything that happened at the end of March, all right? You're experiencing new things. You're seeing things that you've never seen in your life, maybe even thinking things you've never seen in your life. You're seeing this huge collective shift that's part of this awakening, part of this wave, this crescendo, this time of awakening, the year of the Great Awakening. And you are tapping into that Neptune and Aries spiritual warrior. And for you, Taurus, actually, this is going to be a time where there's going to be a lot of things revealed for you. All right. A lot of things coming to the surface. Just looking at what's happening for you. I know there's like a hair somewhere around here. Just harness that leadership energy. Okay. That empowerment. And you're likely feeling fired up because the planets are. Remember, we're in that fire and air energy. It's like a rocket ship. It's like a AC/DC song. There's no retrograde. You're feeling this forward momentum, so please use it, okay? Please use this energy in the direction that you're going, all right? As you contribute to the collective, to humanity, your family, your squad, your neighborhood, your relationship, whatever it is. And remember last week I did say, as we move into this time frame, a lot of the energy can be a little aggressive, okay? So just keep that in mind. Just stay on your karmic journey because there are going to be some tests this week. I said this in your monthly forecast. This is when there's, some challenging aspects that do come up and it can be a little bit overwhelming. And I do talk a lot more about this, okay? In my last my last 2 live streams, to be honest, the one where I was like, we need to talk, all right? So I'll leave them, in the description box or at the end of this video, but just know this is very, very caterpillar to butterfly, very transformative energy right now. And again, especially for you, when you see what's happening, especially for you. So just, get comfortable, break out the notepad, take some notes, screenshots, whatever you need, grab a Diet Coke, whatever you need, okay? Because I'm about to give you a lot of information, all right? And again, a lot I didn't tell you in April. And this is going to be one of the biggest months for I'm about to cry. Like, Taurus, you have a really, really big too. Like, this is going to be big, all right? And again, you can always come back to this video. Now, Taurus, I'm just looking at your chart. I'm just like, there's just so much happening, okay? Sunday, we kick it off, right? Now, this is April 20th. Remember, there are 4 major aspects happening this day that you're going to be feeling the first half, okay? Especially the first 3 days, all right? After April 20th. Remember, Venus sextile Uranus, Mercury sextile Pluto, Sun square Mars, okay? Mars trine Neptune, right? And so those are 4 very different energy signatures that you're going to feel. Remember, just, and Mars trine Neptune, right? Or Mars conjunct Neptune as well. So remember, that's the first time, the 8 billion people on this planet has experienced any of those, that aspect. So these are very important for your journey. So just remember, just look at your last week's reading, okay? But this is a day that we officially enter your birthday season, Taurus. Happy birthday. And I want you to know that I'm actually starting this week with you, all right? I always change things up, and this is your time. You're going to be shining. There's a lot happening for you. So again, happy birthday, Taurus. I'm so happy for you. And I'm just getting really emotional because I'm just, there's so much. Okay. So, this is really great for you. Obviously, you've got the sun in your sign. And remember, I said all that fire and air energy that you're feeling that can be a little bit aggressive. Well, you're obviously an earth sign, or brown for you. It helps bring in that grounded energy, okay, for the next 4 weeks. So you can feel centered, but you got the sun in your sign, so you've got the spotlight, okay? Taurus season is all about stability. It's all about resilience, your physical world, material possessions, resources, shopping, wealth, finances, even food. Y'all know that, okay? So your desires, the things that you value, what makes your heart sing, those are going to be your big focuses, okay? Beauty and sensual pleasure, sensuality. You're linked to sensuality, all right? Remember, Taurus is all about the physical, the body. If Aries is I am, Taurus is I feel, okay? So all that Aries energy that's been building since March, you're applying it now. You're taking that, applying it in the real world for you to feel empowered. And Taurus, it's all about comfort and security for you in wealth, all right? In wealth, in family, in loved ones, in relationships, and financially, sure, doesn't matter. This is your time, okay? Take inspired actions to build the world that you want to live in. You have a new moon in your sign. We're going to talk about that, all right? Just remember, when I say, it's just sensuality, sensation, right? Mind, body, spirit, all of it, okay? What works for you? Just feel moved around this time, all right? So you're just going to have really big moments. You're going to have big moments. And one thing I do want to remind you is that in Taurus season, because it is all about like comfort as well, it's a time not to get like too comfortable with what you have. And that's why I'm saying, like, take those inspired actions and making things happen, not like waiting for, more things to come, but just continue on your journey, because Monday, April 21st, here we go. All right. This is going to be April 21st to the 24th. All right. We're here. The Saturn and Venus conjuncting the North Node. Okay. And Saturn and Venus on April 24th, 25th, depending on where you live, right? Conjunction. It's here, all right? So I want you to see this as a package deal, all right? The 21st to the 24th, 25th, all right? And these North Node conjunctions at 26 degrees, okay? We're going to talk about that later, okay? I'm going to bring it up later, but what are the chances 26 degrees is actually linked to you? It is a Taurus degree. You are going to feel this, but remember 26, we're going to bring it up later, all right? So again, this is going to be big. And I already talked about Venus and Saturn and the North Node conjunctions, for the past 2 months, because they've been with the North Node, these 2 planets, for some time, conjuncting, dancing, laughing, negotiating. All right. So what does this mean for you? Well, you've got Venus and Saturn and the North Node in your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams, your long-term goals. That's what Saturn is, okay? All about your long-term commitments, okay? And there is a bigger story here playing out. Remember, and I want you to think about January 18th to about the 21st, just around that time frame, because that's one of the storylines that's playing out here. That's the first time we had the Venus, Saturn meetup. All right, so I'm going to bring up these dates again because there's a lot of other things that happened around that time that is playing out now. That's why you're going to see this, end, new beginning. All right, so since January, you have been mapping out like your true purpose, right? The North Node, your destiny, your mission statement, the direction you're going. And you use Venus and Mercury retrograde, even Mars retrograde, the past few months to reassess, to re-examine your goals. Think about what you truly want moving forward. And now you have this faded convergence point right now. Okay. So Venus, your ruling planet, therefore you're going to really feel this because you're in your season. Venus is you asking yourself, what does bring me pleasure? What does my heart desire? Venus is in Pisces right now, exalted. So there's something here really sweet and compelling with love, with relationships, with money, and creative projects, and beauty, and harmony, and passion, like all of that. Okay? You're putting it all on the table. You are charting out your karmic journey. Remember, Venus is the heart. So this heart-based feeling it in my soul. I want to feel moved energy. And of course, you're going to be with these North Node activations. Think of the North Node as, your spiritual GPS, to your destiny. Now, Saturn is a different story here, okay? On the North Node, he can come in hard because Saturn is structure. He is bones, right? He is the long term. He is the authority. He is reality checks. He's also life lessons. Thus, karma. He represents karma. Saturn is karma. He's on the point of fate and destiny. So this is a big moment for you. All right. Remember, the 11th house for you is also your social network, community, allies, benefactors, your squad, your friends, things like that. Okay. So that's going to be on your mind too. And it can be like on a global scale. It can be like your LinkedIn community. Just think community, right? Now, so what Saturn's doing now is saying, if you haven't been putting in the work for the things that your heart desires, Saturn is like, as a Gandalf and Lord, like, you shall not pass, right? So he's doing that right now because remember, Saturn's been testing you and he's asking you, have you passed my test? Have you learned your karmic lessons since January? Do you know your goals? Do you know the legacy that you want to leave behind? Do you know what you want to leave for your kids or your grandkids or, for your community or, you know what I mean? Like that, okay? If you don't know at this point, Saturn's just going to say like, all right, I'm going to make you do a couple more laps. I'm going to make you go, really think about it because he amplifies the North Node, which therefore amplifies your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams. It's not for anyone else. That's for you, Taurus. That's what Pisces rules for you. All right. So, but here's the thing. If you really worked with Saturn, if you stayed true to your authentic self and you put in the work, you passed. Here it is. Mission accomplished. Great. You reap your karmic rewards. Saturn's like, okay, great. I'm going to build that bridge for you. I'm going to offer that support and that stability and structure to your commitments and your devotion. So really wonderful. And, Saturn is authority. So there is someone in your life, in your world, that can be that builder for you. That really helps here as well. So just know everything that you went through, the challenges that you may have felt a little bit, right? It was overwhelming energy. Were tests for you to know your direction, all right? It's your destiny, all right? So Saturn was like, how much do you want this? And remember, Venus, Mercury retrograde, you were using that time to reassess anyway, all right? As you enter this brand new era and create this new reality for yourself, this whole new world. And Venus, is pleasure and harmony, and she's so sweet. But Saturn, again, can be hard and limit and discipline. So think about that. Venus is hot, right? Saturn's cold. And so there's got to be some compromise here. And Venus is actually softening Saturn's edges, okay? Remember, April 7th, moving into the full moon in Libra, there may have been some end of commitments, work, Their health matters. There could have been some stuff here. All right. Everyday activities, right? For new ones to arise. Venus is, again, remember now, is all direct. Venus no longer retrograde, has all her powers. All right. And her being exalted right now. So, yes, she is going to Saturn and saying, hey, dude, chill out a bit. All right. Remember, Uranus sextile Saturn from April 4th. You're feeling that. Remember, we haven't seen that in 30 years, right? That's playing out. That's another storyline. All right. Uranus being breakthroughs and innovation and revolution and freedom. Your freedom. All right. Uranus, the son of Saturn, also telling Saturn, dude, dad, chill out. All right. Loosen up a bit. Let's give them this great change. Okay. Let's give them this great change. And so Uranus wants you to use him. So make that great change. This is your big break, Taurus. All right. Now, what really actually amplifies this is going to be April 24th when Venus and Saturn, they conjunct. All right. So it's not just them conjuncting. It's you've got Saturn, Venus, the North Node, and now the moon in Pisces. So this is this epic group hug. Yeah. I mean, this is, remember, North Node in Pisces, that's your healing path, your spiritual awakening. And you've got an exalted Venus conjunct the moon. That's so special. That's so romantic. Venus will be at her degree of exaltation, okay? Right now. 24th, 25th. What does that even mean? Venus is in her throne in Pisces, but these 2 days, she's being crowned. All right. So again, Venus is your ruler. And so this is love, beauty, harmony, all of like epic cosmic proportions. All right. So just keep that in mind. Heart-based living, right? Please just feel this. This is an alignment of pure pleasure and romance. And you're not going to see this again until Valentine's Day, actually 2026. All right. So, and of course, we'll talk about more in the second spread. Now, the moon will be conjuncting Saturn too. And again, remember that can be a little bit hard, but use this for those new rules, new reality, new habits that you're establishing for yourself to reap those rewards. All right. You're definitely going to have deja vu of like the last week of March. Anyway, remember what I said, 26 degrees. Well, here you got Venus, Saturn, North Node conjunction at 26 degrees. The Taurus degree, 26 degrees is the degree of love and creativity and creation. Think, the Empress card. All right. So what I love about 26 degrees is that it is this culmination point. It is this enormous sigh of relief after going through some choppy waters. Right. So this is really amazing. All right. Now, the one really big important thing I want you to remember, Saturn is actually leaving Pisces, moving into Aries next month, joining Neptune. All right. So Pisces is basically passing Saturn along to Aries. That's your 12th house. All right. And you're already feeling that 12th house activity with all this Aries energy still. All right. And so when I say fresh new beginnings, remember everything is moving out of Pisces, Mercury, Venus, right? All moving into Aries. There's this big story happening there. Aries is that pioneering spirit, all right? The leader, that fiery energy, bringing a whole new energy to your destiny, all right? Aries energy rules your 12th house. So that is spirituality. That is intuition. That is the subconscious. That is healing. Use this. When I say spiritual warrior, like visionary leader, that's this. That's this, okay? And it is also, remember I said it is a subconscious. So yes, you're going to be doing a lot of unrooting, especially with the other things that are happening. All right. And yes, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your husband, your girlfriend, your secret crush, whatever, everyone is going to feel this greatly. But mutable signs, that would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, especially Pisces, yeah. And especially if you're Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, moon or rising, like you are going to feel this out of the most out of all the signs, but everyone's going to feel this greatly. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets between 23 to 29 degrees of any of those signs that I just said, doesn't matter which one, you got to look at the angular aspects. All right. There's going to be a conjunction or a square, or do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, you're going to feel it the most. Now, Let's talk about Pluto. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Pluto is coming in hard. This is kind of like the second checkpoint, right? Saturn's the first, and now you got Pluto, who's like the Incredible Hulk, right? Why? Because Pluto, A, likes to break things down, okay, for breakthrough. Pluto is transformation, right? Incredible Hulk does that, scientist, you get it. All right. It is true death and rebirth here. That's what Pluto represents. Breaking things down for that rebirth. Pluto is also very psychological, very forensic, really goes deep. Okay. Nerds out like Bruce Banner. Okay. The scientist, physicist, but you're definitely going to see more of the Hulk side. All right. This week. April 23rd, you've got the sun in your sign squaring Pluto and Aquarius. So these are two fixed signs. Can be challenging. Remember, you're still feeling Sun square Mars from Sunday. Remember, that just happened. You got to throw that in the mix. So from Sunday until now, that's the hot spot for this. Remember, Mars is in Leo, another fixed sign, which is amazing. Mars in Leo, right? But remember what I said. It brings up those lower frequencies of pride, ego. Think of this as a three-way square off, all right? There's no one's budging. It's fixed signs. So again, be mindful because this can bring up, ego, like power trips, power struggles. Mercury in Aries, already aggressive. Like I said, that can be aggressive. And so there's an element of like wanting a lot of power, too much control. Everyone's going to feel this, but this is great physically and also like great in terms of like building your confidence, and it's very motivating because Pluto in Aquarius is innovation and it's that genius energy. But also remember, it's your personal revolution and it's revelations. Pluto likes to go deep. So things are coming to the surface. Remember, you've got all these Aries activations in your 12th house, the subconscious. So you're going to be going deep, Taurus. All right, but use this. Pluto is very psychological. You could have immense clarity as you unroot, okay? Freeing yourself from a situation or a person or a boss or whatever it is, like to continue your journey, to move the needle forward. Diplomatically, right? Not letting anyone get your goat, not letting anyone take your power, because people are going to be in moods like, that's a mood with an EW, right? You're on your path to enlightenment. Just you remember, it's all about your inspired actions, and everything has ripple effects, right? That's what karma is. I've explained it. That's why I say you're on your karmic journey. That's why I say, that's where actions have consequences come from, right? So heart, love-based living, okay? From the heart, not the ego, all right? Pluto's your empowerment. Pluto's power, all right? So use this, your instincts, your intuition, use this and be flexible, all right? See what may have come up around January 20th, because we did have that Pluto Cazimi when the sun conjuncted Pluto, but, it's just part of that storyline. This is just a plot point along the way, okay? Now, we get to Friday, April 25th, when we have Mars opposite Pluto. This is an opposition, and it is strong. You're going to feel it the entire week. You're going to feel it the week after. This is bringing heat to the kitchen, okay? Now, we had this back in July of last year, 2024, as well as... Was it July? It was July. I got to double check that. But the last time was January 2nd. And so remember, you're going to feel this week, a week before, a week after. So you got to think about the last week of December, first 3 weeks of January. Because remember, that was strong because Mars went retrograde around that time too. So this is the third act. This is it. This is the last opposition. And again, this is a storyline for one of the storylines for you. There's something here with career. There's something here with career and home. Not seeing eye to eye. And remember, Mercury was retrograde at that time, Mars was retrograde at that time. So again, there's just something coming up with communication, with family, with home, maybe real estate, with parents, children, your boss, career, the way that you want to be seen, your reputation, all of that. Okay? So these are the two most powerful planets. and they're about to West Side Story, all right? And then you got to throw in all the other challenging aspects, all right? Pluto is a higher octave of Mars. And so what he does is he takes and amplifies his energy, right? So keep that in mind, please, all right? Because this is very come at me bro energy, especially with bosses, authority figures, domineering types testing you. This is all testing you. So they're just, remember, this is a distraction on your path. Stay frosty, be cool. Choose your battles wisely. That's what this is, okay? But more importantly, remember what I said last week. You want to channel your energy constructively, all right? And think about how far you've come and how far you're about to go, all right? Don't let anyone trip you up, all right? Because people around this time, it's for the collective. Everyone's going to feel this. It's like, rawr, right? So Mars being physicality, action, passion, willpower. Pluto, very transformative. Remember, transformation. Use this to transform your life. Or just do something like physically channel your energy, like go build a fort, okay? Put on your visor and do a power walk by the lake. Work on some creative projects, start a relationship, do whatever you need to do, some hot yoga, cold yoga, whatever you need to do, okay? Take those inspired actions, mind, body, spirit, all right? Now, remember, this is another end of a story. You're going deep here. There's something you're excavating, right? Because remember, you've got Mercury, thought, thinking, logic in your 12th house, subconscious, intuition. With this aspect, yeah, something's coming to the surface for you to feel empowered, okay? Pluto rules the underworld. Remember that. So there is like that darkness with Pluto in think about like the Mariana Trenches. And it's really interesting to see the people that, have been born with, Mars opposite Pluto in their charts. They're able to channel that, dark side in this amazing creative way. All right. Like Mary Shelley and, Joel Cohen and, Ian McKellen, the characters that he played. Right. So anyway, what's really great here is that you've got Uranus in your sign that will sextile the North Node. So there is a strong karmic wind of change here, okay? Like I said, you're changing, and this is when you're going to feel this major, powerful, personal breakthrough, or maybe a light bulb moment, or something unexpected happens in your world that's in your favor, okay? And that you're going to feel up until June, all right? Oh gosh, and there's something happening in May that we'll talk about in May, but it's big, all right? So anyway, what's really amplifying the energy here is the fact that you've got the moon in Aries conjuncting Neptune, Mercury, and Chiron. And Mars will be squaring Eris. We're going to talk about Eris in the second spread, planetoid, big, okay? Because she's coming in hard. She is Mars's sister. So think about Mars, the warrior god, and now you got Eris. Remember, in Greek, she threw the golden apple at the wedding. Come on, we'll talk about it in the second spread. But so have that physical outlet. Channel this energy constructively, because this is going to be again a strong aspect, and all the fixed signs. That includes you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and I am definitely throwing in Aries here if you're a cross watcher or watching for your kid, whoever. Gonna feel this the most. And if you have any planets in any of the fixed signs that I mentioned between 1 to 5 degrees, or Aries too. Yep, you'll feel it the most. Now, Sunday the 27th, here we go. We got the new moon in your sign, exactly 3:30 p.m. All right, Eastern Standard Time. New York City time, my time. Okay, so just convert that to wherever you are in the world. Now, here's the thing, Taurus. Okay, you've got this wonderful, beautiful new moon, but there is a T-square. And with the sun and Pluto, basically it just means none of them are the moon, sun, and Pluto not seeing eye to eye. They got their collars flipped up. This can be loud. Remember all of this energy. So everything this week, all this energy, just remember. Use this time to map out your future, plant those seeds. What do you want to unravel in the next 6 months? Use it to feel empowered, okay? Not out of low energy frequency, because these are strong aspects that are happening, right? Do it from the soul, from your heart. It's a Venus ruled new moon. All right. Venus is, she helped you get here. All right. And there is going to be something happening. Oh gosh, a few days from now, we'll talk about in the second spread that really amplifies this. But just know the moon is actually exalted in your sign. It does its best in your sign. This is a new moon. This is a new beginning. This is new you, new chapter. Now, remember what I said about all this 26 degrees? Well, here you go. You got that strong 8 energy. 2 + 6 = 8. Because this is an 8. Remember, 8 degrees it's a critical degree for fixed signs in general. But remember, it's your degree. And this new moon is at 8 degrees. Okay? Technically 746. You round it up to 8, but then if you add 7, 4, 6, it's 8. So 8 is very auspicious. It's prosperity. It's a success. It's wealth. Taurus, you're a finance sign. 8 is harmony, cosmic harmony. Okay, the spiritual material. Think of the even the infinity symbol, right? So even like ancients associate 8 with paradise. Buddhists with enlightenment. Think of the lotus growing out of the mud into this beautiful thing. Anyway, so the vision that you have for yourself, the reality that you are creating for yourself, okay? Use it, all right? Because there is going to be a little bit of a shakeup with the moon and Uranus. That's in your sign, okay? At 26 degrees. That's going to happen the next day. But again, there's that strong 8 energy, and you just want to use this. And remember, Uranus is with the nodes now, the North Node, South Node. So anyway, you've got this strong 8 energy all week. Use it. What is your paradise? What is the vision that you have, right? And again, we'll talk more about it in the second spread. But who's going to feel this new moon the most? It's going to be you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I'm throwing in Libra. I'm also going to be throwing in Capricorn and Virgo, okay? Earth signs. If you have planets in any of the fixed signs or earth signs between 4 to 10 degrees, yeah, you will feel this the most. Now, Wednesday the 30th, there you go. You got Venus moving into Aries again. So now you got Mercury and Venus together again until May 10th. All right. So Mercury, Venus, mind, heart, all right. They are in Aries. That's fired up. They are tag teaming. This is Superman, Supergirl. It's Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, right? You got Venus in Aries. Okay, so this is just going to be huge because you have Venus in Aries all of May. This is your 12th. Like, again, this is very spiritual warrior for you. We'll talk about it next week when I do your May forecast, but just remember Venus was in Aries all of February, all of March, retrograde, right? So right up to the new moon solar eclipse, yeah, at the end of March. When Venus and Mercury were together retrograde up until, mid-March, up until, this month. Mind, heart. What did you want? What did your heart want? What did your mind want? What were you reassessing? Well, now, boom, right here with the new moon in your sign, boom. New beginnings, leadership, entrepreneurship, all of this. Fiery energy, independent spirit, very gonna get what I want, that's Venus and Aries, okay? You're used to this energy. You just went through it, all right? So whatever you wanted in March that you couldn't get, there you go. You got Venus here up until June 6th, Venus and Aries, all right? And again, there's something happening here that it's just like, it's big. It's big, just, when we get to May. So we'll talk about the May, but it really amplifies that energy. So Taurus, let me do a time check. All right, we're good. Let's see what's going on for you, Taurus. Oh my goodness, that is a lot happening. There's a lot happening. All right, so let's see what's going on for you, Taurus, for April 20th to the end of the month. Taurus, I am so excited for you. You got your life is changing. And you know it, you feel it in your bones, especially like I said, Saturn rules bones. You feel it in your soul. You got Neptune in your 12th house. You feel it in your heart. You got Venus activated. You have Venus, your ruler, as you move into Taurus season with a new moon in Taurus. I do a traditional Celtic Cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need a full clarifier, you know that we will. Taurus, I love y'all. All right, so Taurus, okay, this is going to be a month. This is going to be, or the next 2 weeks, like I said, it's going to be really big for you. Your life is changing. Whoa, let's unpack. Let's unpack, and it does look like you need some clarifiers here. Um, okay, listen, you got the Six of Wands. You're good. You're moving into this is a card of public recognition and honors and achievements and being recognized and all these people cheering you on in this procession. This is eminent. So you have been getting that. You have been being recognized and you've been feeling it because you've been taking that, inspired action, right? That's what this is. That's what it is. Okay. So I really love it. And when I say recognized, yeah, the workplace, but also remember, you have strong home energy right now too. It can be home. It can be home, being recognized as the father, the mother, the parent, or the husband or the wife or whatever it is. You got this. Ones, just generally like your passions, your ambitions. Go with it. Go with it. All right. Now you got the Four of Pentacles and the heart of your spread. That's fine. Do it. Put things in order. This is someone who's like, okay, let me take some time out. Let me put things in order. Four is all about order. All right, think about four legs of a table. Yeah, structure, stability. All right. This card is attributed to Sun in Capricorn. That's what Capricorn is anyway. Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. All about the long term. Let's think. So you're spending time now thinking about the long term, especially with all these changes that have been happening in your life. All right. So this is great. The only thing is, don't let it own you. Okay. Remember, I said that with Taurus season, sometimes you can get comfortable. And so you want to continue to take those inspired actions and the things that you want and, connect with the ether and vibrate at that high frequency, all of that, because you can see that he's one of very few who wear a crown outside of like court cards. Do you know what I mean? But he's got the pentacle on his crown. He's clutching one so tightly, he's covering up his heart. He's standing on two pentacles. He's a little bit disconnected from earth. So what does that mean? Sure, take care of yourself. I said that last week, especially with Mars and Leo, okay? Because you need to be strong for you and for others, okay? Take care of yourself, but do not disconnect. That's all it is. Don't get to a place where, yeah, things will be comfortable, but not in a place where it's like, finances, wealth, things in your physical world where it like owns you, right? Again, I did say you're going to have a lot of release. You're going to have a lot of things coming to the surface. Let them, explore them. And quite frankly, the lunations are going to be, many are more impactful than some of the aspects. You got the moon in your sign. Anyway, you got a new moon in your sign. But anyway, yeah, that's all it is. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You got the Hermit in your challenge area, 2 messages coming through right off the bat. Yeah. Are you disconnected? Do you feel a little discombobulated? Because look at your entire spread. So the first thing is connect. This is the Hermit. This is someone who does that soul searching because that, remember I said soul-based energy, all right? Does that soul searching because it clarifies a lot. It lets him see his future. It lets him take those inspired actions. He connects with his intuition. It brings that inner wisdom, all right? So remember, we've had a lot of, you got the South Node in Virgo all year, all right? That does rule your 5th house for you, Taurus. What does that mean? Joy, pleasure, family, children, creativity, creative projects, self-expression, romance, true love, all of that. All right. You got to go deep. What do you want? What did I say? You're just entering 4 weeks of what does bring me pleasure? What does bring me joy? You got to know. You got to go deep. Saturn, remember I said it's going hard this month. All right. So secondly, the second big thing is that you may see that there is someone. Remember, again, a lot of connections, commitments are a big focus for the month. You may see someone that is not let's just say supporting you, or maybe someone that you see is like not as wise as you had thought, all right, may not be the best influence, or someone that just hasn't done that soul searching, that is part of this like tangle of Mars, Sun, Pluto, opposition, square, all of that, all right. Remember, take inspired actions, do the things you have to do diplomatically, all right. You just want to move past that. You want to untangle things so you can continue down your journey. Now you got the tower in your crown, all right. Listen, this is, remember what I said. This entire 2 weeks, from the start of the 20th to the end, egos will be heightened. Yeah, egos will be heightened. You see the lightning striking the crown ego off the tower. All right. So there's a little bit, and the people falling. So this is something that can be, unexpected. Like, whoa, I just saw something. Remember, you're excavating. Whether you don't like it or not, things are coming to the surface. That's just what's happening for you. With all this energy in your 12th house, you got Pluto activated in a really big way. So really going deep. So there may be something here like, whoa, what is going on? Like, right? This card is attributed to Mars. Yeah. And so again, because you have so much family energy here, okay? And it again can be like a community or a squad or any, like your friends too, or anything like that. But or even work. You got so much work stuff here. Yeah, there may be something here where it's like, remember I said from the very get-go, this is a time where it's going to be like Phoenix rising from the ashes. Well, that's what it is. That tower needed to fall so you can see. Okay? That's all it is. Okay? So just remember that it's also, you want to be mindful of you being to others that you care about, or any situation, because that is amplified energy this week. And what did I say? The fixed signs are going to feel it the most. All right. Now, you also got the Eight of Swords and the root of your spread. So there's an element of like, okay, I'm not facing the things that I need to. I'm not letting those things come to the surface. This is what we call in tarot the self-victim card, right? So there's something here about your self-worth and your self-value and your self-confidence, and again, facing the things that you have to, because this is someone who is not willing to. Remember, I said there's strong, unbudging energy here, but you've got to do that for you. Okay, you've got to get to a point where you're comfortable taking off that blindfold. Yeah. You see her feet are free. She can walk out anytime she wants. Anytime she wants. You can use those swords to get the rope from her. Pluto's all about freeing you. Yeah, remember Uranus is very active. Uranus in your sign with a north node, south node. Uranus is Aquarius's ruler, all about freedom, your personal evolution, revolution, breaking free. All right. Genius energy too, that innovation, right? So really, really, really thinking about that. Let yourself free. Okay. Don't hold things in. You got to let things out. All right. Because you can see right here, they're falling. They don't know where they're going. Well, they're going to, obviously, land, but they can't see. His heart is closed. He got the crown or the pentacle on his crown chakra, right? You got the hermit in your challenge area, and then you got someone wearing a blindfold. So you've got to see the things that even may be hard for you. That's what challenges are, right? You got past those tests that I said Saturn is going to bring some tests. You pass, flying colors. You ace. You ace, right? Mission accomplished. You got that 5 of Cups. So you see what can happen if you don't. If you come in strong, if all there's ego at play, and again, I'm just saying that with what's happening this week and the crown being knocked off the tower. I'm not saying it's you, but there can be someone that's come at me broing you to make you feel. Do you know what I mean? So that's why you have to accept everything, and you have to work with those energies to move forward. Otherwise, things can be a little right. If you're disconnected, he's literally left the city, removed himself from everybody. If you're doing that, right? If you're doing that you got to ask yourself why, right? Why? And here's the thing. When you've got Mercury in Aries, okay, I told you this last week. That's in your 12th house. So the 12th house, yes, it's intuition. You want to use those higher frequencies, intuition and healing, right? And reading things from your subconscious, but the 12th house is also self-sabotage. Okay? The 12th house is also like hidden enemies. Yeah? 12th house is facing your fears. There's things that you have to face. The 12th house is isolation as well. Yeah? So take the time you need. Just don't get stuck there, right? With that 5 of Cups. Mars and Scorpio. Like I said, you've got the 26-degree axis, critical degree for fixed sign, Scorpio, the other fixed sign, Pluto and Mars opposition, Mars and Pluto being the ruling planets for Scorpio. So that energy of Scorpio being your opposite sign, partnerships, relationships, legal matters, all of that. Remember that full moon that we just had? I told you that's still playing out. All right. And so, well, for you, because you've got all this, well, anyway, there may be something here, all right, where it's like the cups are spilled. You've got to move forward. You can't linger on the past. You can't drink that wine that's spilled in the dirt, right? You got to pick up the 2 cups you have behind you, right? Cups, emotions, feelings, joy, relationships. Cross the bridge. Go home. Yeah. Play some foosball. Connect. You're going to be fine. The bridge connects the past, future. You see the water running under the bridge, right? And so you want to be able to do that. All right. Remember, this is in your future. It's that potential that this is something that, and it does feel like it might be something where it's like you kicked over the cups, but you didn't mean to. Does that make sense? Because of this energy, you can avoid that. You can completely avoid it. And even if that did happen, remember, it's picking yourself up and continuing to move forward because you have all this promise and potential. All right. We'll clarify that. All right. So there you go. You go straight to the Queen of Cups. That's that emotional security, stability, that empathy, that self-love. Yeah. Heart-based energy. That's what I said, right? That's the Queen of Cups. It's all about, she leads with her heart. She has so much love to give. All right. There's emotional intelligence with her foot in the water. It's heightened intuition. Remember that your intuition's going to be heightened. You got 12th house activated. You got Pluto. You got a lot of, so you're going to be fine. It's all about picking yourself up. And, she is such a big, the rock for other people too. But it's where you want to be. Now, let's get to your stuff. Taurus, oh my diddly days. If you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Taurus. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Y'all are amazing. Plant them seeds. But yeah. All right. So, I love y'all. All right. So, yeah. Okay. There's a lot. But you can see that you're actually going to be fine. You're just everything that I just said earlier. I'll just briefly, you see it played out here. All right. Page of Wands. There you go. There's something new happening in your life. There's something new that is inspiring you. There's something new that's really amplifying your imagination as well, but something that you're passionate about. Remember what I said about the Wands pages, that fresh new beginning here. All right. So I want you to do that. There's this new beginning, this new era for you. And so this is really wonderful because there is something here that you're definitely going to be compelled by. I'm already getting a feeling that you've already got it. There's something here that it's already gotten. This new, again, ones are your passions, your ambitions, creative energy. They're invigorating. Even sexual energy, is showing, don't close yourself off. Don't remove yourself from other, do you know what I mean? There is something here with partnerships, relationships. You even see, and again, it can be work, it can be one-on-one, it can be your lawyer, it can be your agent, book agent, it can be anyone. Just think one-on-one. You see the couple falling out of the tower, but then you're alone. You know what I mean? So there we go. Let's build something. All right. And ones can be work related. Now you got the star. in your external factors area. So there's, again, everything's aligning for you. That's what this is saying. Trust in yourself. This is healing, okay? Because what comes after the Tower, right? Card 16, the Star, card 17. So again, that needed to happen, okay? Again, there's this almost like this reset, this rebirth. I said that's a big thing for you. The Star, there you go. This is healing. This is wisdom. This is greater knowledge. This is self-belief. This is also faith, having faith in yourself, not doubting yourself, okay? Not closing yourself off, all right? Remember, I talked about that free energy, freeness, freedom, all of that. Well, you see that first, this card, Star, attributed to Aquarius. You see the water bear here, right? Not wearing any clothes. There's that freeness. I can express myself. I don't have to hide anything, right? That's what you're moving into. That's what I want you to move into. And that, think about this kind of just blasting this energy into your life for the next 2 weeks, saying, you're fine. Whenever you doubt yourself, if something happens where it's like, whoa, like everything is happening for you. All right. Everything is happening for you. Work with that energy and just, again, it's more about you opening up. Okay. You can even see the water bear pouring onto the land as well. So there's a sense of like that fertility and growth, with that page of wands, amazing. You got the Nine of Cups, the card of satisfaction, total satisfaction, your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, all of that. Remember I said you got the North Node there only for you in your 11th house, Taurus. No one else's 11th house, right? Your future wishes and dreams. The stars aligning for you for your future wishes and dreams, right? That Aquarius card. And then, and Aquarius is very active, right? With Pluto and Aquarius. And then you've got the Nine of Cups here, which is amazing. First of all, it is attributed to Jupiter and Pisces. It's a Pisces card. What did I say? Pisces, North Node, Saturn, Venus, all in Pisces right now in your 11th house of your future wishes, hopes, dreams. This is the wish come true card. A lot of enlightenment. And then lastly, you got the Devil. Final outcome. This feels more spiritual, but for y'all, there's like a spiritual awakening. It's that reckoning, right? But the Devil is everything that you know that you haven't let go. You've got to let go. All right. The Devil is like kind of like an energy vampire. So again, you always want to vibrate at this high frequency. The Devil is trying to like, oh no, right? So you see the two people here from the Lovers card, right? Chained to the Devil. Okay. So is there something here? So this is an element of like, you've got to break free from the chains. Remember, it's all about freeing yourself, that freedom, right? Here, like everywhere. In order to do that, you got to know what the chains are. And so this card is associated with like, bad behaviors, obsessions, codependency, toxic relationships. Keep that in mind, okay? Things like that, all right? Addictions, all of that. So you got to be mindful. This is you going deep, all right? To break the chains, and you're going to be fine, all right? And again, there may be something here with partnerships, relationships, however that plays out. Remember, it just can be a one-on-one thing for you, but there's something that you've got to let go about it. It can be something in your physical world, but it can be something about you, which is I'm getting stronger, something about you. I need to have this clarity. This is not serving me well. I'm holding onto some energy that I should be leaving in the past because there's this brand new era happening for me. Let it go. It's almost like, when if you're taking a trip, right? You're going to bring 1,400 suitcases? No. Lighten your load. All the things you don't need. Lighten your load. You're on this brand new journey, this quest. I love it. Okay, so just think about that. What is it that you've got to let go? Okay? We're good? Anyway, you got it's more about you. This is more about you, but remember, there's so much like, you're going to be fine. You have to believe in yourself, though. That's what it is. You have to believe in yourself, not close off your heart. Don't close yourself off. Remember, swords are the mental suit as well. Like, even like when I say that self-sabotage energy, telling yourself like, are you telling yourself like, I'm not good enough? Or I don't deserve this. No, you do deserve everything. You deserve it's your birthday season. You deserve everything, and you are going to get everything. You just got to, all right? So, oh gosh. Okay. So next, let's clarify that, Devil. Okay. Yeah. You don't let go. You see, you got the Five of Pentacles. We're going to do one more clarify here. Oh gosh. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You got the full. Remember, I said you're entering this brand new era. You let all that go and you don't be hard on yourself and you let the thing go that you needed to let go, because there's something here saying there was something here you needed to let go. Why haven't you let it go? All right. And again, it can be a part of you or a way that you're thinking. That Five of Pentacles is a Taurus card. All right. And so there is a sense. And actually, you got the Devil here and the Sun. And so 2 Capricorn cards, right? Capricorn actually rules your 9th house of spirituality and inner wisdom and your belief system and how you see things. Okay? You've got to let it go. There's something holding you back for sure. That is your clear affirmation with that Five of Pentacles. And that's clear affirmation. There's something where you've got to face your things because they're focused on their plight rather than, seeing the cup half full or knowing that they can get out of the. So again, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Please don't be hard on yourself. Let the thing go that you need to let go, because look at what's coming. Look at what's on the other side. You got the Fool. This is that brand new journey. This is faith. All right. You got the star in the. You see the full abundance of the sun, optimism, opportunity, growth, everything, like vitality, health. This is the Fool's journey. Remember, I said you're entering a brand new era. You got a new moon in your sign, brand new era. This is faith. This is confidence. He's standing on the edge of the cliff. He's not even looking down. That's how much faith he has in himself, in the universe. And look at his satchel. What did I say earlier? You got to let some things go. A lot of that, baggage or whatever, but that satchel, this is card 0. That reset, this is 0. All right. So he's only bringing the essentials. He's not bringing his, you know what I mean? Like towel set from his bath. No, only the essentials that you need for this brand new journey. And it's a big, beautiful one. It's a big, beautiful one. So as you can see, you're good. There's going to be some work that we're going to, right? All right. So, Taurus, next week, second spread. I'm going to give you some goodies. We're going to talk about, there's something from the new moon and a March that's coming up. There is a really lucky day during these 2 weeks. Eris, I'm going to talk more about Eris. Something's happening with the North Node, with Uranus. That's in your sign. I'll talk about. Anyway, next week we are going to, so tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join, become members. It's a big lunations. And Eris, and then next week, we're gonna talk about May. I mean, sure, Saturn's moving into Aries. Remember that big paradigm shift that we're in right now. But are you ready, Taurus? I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a preview. We do have a Uranus Cazimi in your sign. That's big. That's a big Uranus, the Great Awakener, right? Remember that. And then you're going to have a lot of focus on money. Really big focus on money and finances. Anyway, and a big, there may be a new job for y'all or something here, like setting like a new side hustle or something with money and self-worth. Anyway, Taurus, y'all are amazing. I love y'all. Thanks so much. Happy birthday. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.